Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. I'm your host, Brandon Hodge. So this episode is actually brought to you by SeatGeek. So if you guys are looking for tickets for any event in the entire world, use SeatGeek. Use code HODGE at checkout, just my last name, and actually get $20 off your tickets. Now this is for first time orders only, so if you used SeatGeek before, you can make a new account. You can still use my code and still save $20 off any ticket for any event in the entire world with code HODGE at checkout on SeatGeek. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go jump into this episode with the first and actually only news story of the day. So today's news story will be about Carl Anderson. So obviously he just recently returned to the WWE, Gallows and Anderson, to reform the OC. And they actually have a match against the Judgment Day at the upcoming WWE pay-per-view Crown Jewel over in Saudi Arabia. But there is a bit of an issue. So Gallows and Anderson, prior to returning to WWE, they were in New Japan. And Carl Anderson was actually held a championship in New Japan, and he still actually has that championship while he's in WWE. And you know, traditionally, when you have a WWE contract, when you have a contract with another wrestling company, you can't wrestle for another wrestling company. So how does this work? Okay, so every once in a while, they'll have an exception where WWE will allow the person to fulfill their prior commitment before proceeding with just staying with them only as WWE only wrestler or whatever. But basically, this was kind of interesting. So Carl Anderson was supposed to have a match actually the day of Crown Jewel over in Japan, in New Japan. And he's actually scheduled to be wrestling at Crown Jewels for WWE. So how the hell is this going to work? So basically, New Japan released like a public statement and basically said Carl Anderson has to wrestle on the day of Crown Jewel in Japan for them, or they're going to strip him of his championship. So obviously, he can't keep wrestling for New Japan. He has to lose the championship anyway. But basically, apparently they worked out some kind of new deal because it's been announced that he's not being stripped of the championship. And, you know, he's released a statement saying, "I will defend my championship on my time." So basically, yeah, he does have to fulfill this date with New Japan. So he will be wrestling for New Japan at the same time as having a contract with the WWE, which is just like a total mind messer-upper. But basically, yeah, he's still wrestling Crown Jewel. He's not wrestling for Japan, but he does have to go to Japan sometime soon to actually lose that championship so he can continue working for WWE only. So ladies and gentlemen, that's actually the only confirmed news story to talk to you guys about today. So go and get your juice boxes out. Get your juice boxes ready because, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to talk about some juicy rumors. All right, the first rumor of the day is going to be about Liv Morgan. So Liv Morgan, a former women's champion. She just recently lost her championship, of course, at Extreme Rules to Ronda Rousey, which is very shocking, a very interesting, confusing match of being like, what the hell's going on? How's that a finish? How is she, like, passed out from whatever that was, like an arm hold or something? I don't remember. But basically, what was the plans for Liv Morgan? Now she has, like, this new, like, evil gimmick. She's doing the Halloween thing. She's like, going to be on the Chucky show. It's so weird, everything going on with her right now. Basically, what's going on? Okay, apparently, let me try to break this down a little bit. Apparently, WWE, they want to get Liv over with the fans, you know, popular with the fans in a different kind of way because they felt like the fans couldn't really connect with her that well before. I mean, they did to a certain degree, but it really had to be like fans. Like, how are we going to get casual fans so interested in Liv? Well, we're going to turn her a little bit, give her a bit of a, this is just being described backstage as a bit of a mean streak. I don't really know if that's going to do it, but yeah, they had a problem when she was champion because she's supposed to be babyface. She's supposed to be the most cheered woman in the entire company, and she just wasn't. She got the fans kind of turned on her when the match, when it was a SummerSlam or something, had like a kind of a weird finish to her like winning the championship on like a technicality or something, or retaining the championship on a technicality. So it was kind of weird. Like the fans were all for her, and then they kind of just turned on her. So they're trying to fix that issue right now before they put her back in for like a championship pitcher being the champion of the entire company as a babyface or whatever. So basically, they're just trying out some different things, whatever they can to maybe get the crowd 100% on her side and get her to be the most cheered woman in the entire company if they can manage to do that. They're trying to do whatever they can to make that happen right now, though. All right, the next rumor is actually going to be about Charlotte Flair. So Charlotte Flair is a lady we have not seen in a little while. She's been off getting married, she's been on hiatus, she's been resting, she's been working out, she's been training, she's been doing all kinds of stuff. But you know, the question remains, when is she coming back? Is she coming back to the WWE? What's even going on? Does the lady even have a contract? We haven't seen her in so long. Okay, she still has a contract. She's still a WWE wrestler, women's wrestler. She will be back. My guess was always going to be like, have a surprise in the Royal Rumble match. Because the rumor was we're gonna at WrestleMania, you know, we're having Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair for the championship, and that was gonna be the match. So just have Charlotte Flair win the Rumble, simple like fix. Have her return, have her win, done. But apparently they actually want Charlotte Flair back a little bit sooner. So actually Charlotte Flair will be back. I don't know exactly, no one knows exactly, but sometime soon. And they're saying like soon. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to be like in Saudi or anything like that. But I think maybe Survivor Series, War Games, we might see a actual return of Charlotte Flair. I don't know. I was thinking until Rumble, but apparently they're wanting it back way before that. So we'll see what the plans are. But nonetheless, Charlotte Flair should be back here sometime within the next, I would say, like month. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is actually it. This is your final news story, the final rumor, the final thing I'll be telling about inside this episode of WWE News and Rumors. So this is about WWE's new pay-per-view schedule going forward, the new pay-per-view ideas, and it's actually mainly about a canceled show we know for sure that's probably canceled. So let me just go and spit it out because everyone wants to know. The canceled pay-per-view that probably won't be taking place in the future, at least for the foreseeable future, is actually going to be Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell is rumored to be canceled. Like, it's not happening next year. It's probably not happening the year after that or the year after that. Hell in a Cell's gone. It's not happening anymore. So Triple H really wanted to get rid of some of these gimmicky pay-per-views, which that's subjective. I don't know what he considers a gimmicky pay-per-view. So obviously Triple H, he loves Hell in a Cell. He's had a lot of memorable matches inside of that structure, but he just doesn't want an entire show being dedicated just to doing cell matches, to do cell matches. I believe he sees a cell match as a tool to tell a story. If something needs to be like, put a little more stake inside the match, a little more danger inside the match, a little more excitement inside the match, a cell match will do that. But we don't need to make Hell in a Cell its own pay-per-view, because it kind of takes away the special thing of it, because we know it's happening every single year. So basically he wants to use this as a special tool. So like WrestleMania, we could have a Hell in a Cell match. I don't know. At SummerSlam, there could be a Hell in a Cell match. So he kind of wants to use it as a tool more than just a pay-per-view of its own. So Hell in a Cell is, as of now, it looks like canceled for the foreseeable future, but the matches will still happen, just at different shows, which I kind of like that better, personally. But my only other concern is, what else does he consider to be a gimmicky pay-per-view? Money in the Bank? Money in the Bank's like my favorite pay-per-view outside of WrestleMania. So I hope he doesn't touch Money in the Bank, but I feel that's one of the things that kind of can't stand on its own, because we do need like a Mr. Money in the Bank every year. So yeah, I like the idea of Money in the Bank. I don't think he'll make that or consider that to be gimmicky, but he does consider Hell in a Cell to be gimmicky. What else can be gimmicky? I don't know, but he wants to kind of change around the pay-per-views, the pay-per-view schedule, what pay-per-views we're having, and apparently next year we'll have the King of the Ring show back. And I guess that'll be taking the place of Hell in a Cell. But nonetheless, yeah, he wants to kind of change things around. But you know, that's good. Changing things can always be good. I think he's been doing a phenomenal job so far, and I don't really have too much of a problem. Just looks like Hell in a Cell will no longer be a standalone pay-per-view of its own. It will just be kind of a stipulation for a match going forward. So there you guys have it. That's actually going to do it for this episode of WWE News Rumors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on all these news stories and rumors in the comment section down below. But ladies and gentlemen, I am your king of vlog style, Brandon Hodge, and I will see you guys in the next video.